Welcome, welcome in the Gizmo and the Goon. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Also, don't forget to drop a comment. Definitely glad to be in here with you, brothers and sisters. There's something that I really truly want to discuss with y'all. I really truly want to explain these issues as only I can. No one else is really truly able to give you all the proper context of these things. They don't possess the knowledge. They didn't live it. They don't understand, right? And no, Gizmo. No, put that down. So we gonna see what we got in there. Got somebody in here. Peace. Who we got in there? Appreciate you fitting the light off the jump, off the jizz up, off the jizz up. Appreciate you for being in here. I definitely have to discuss this topic. So much has gone on. There's so many people that don't understand what's going on. Non-boss, appreciate you. Non-boss, I have to talk about this. This is one of those things that's really, really going on. And a lot of people don't understand this, non-boss. They don't understand it because they didn't live it, right? And it's hard for people to speak on things that they didn't live because you're speaking on it from a standpoint of what someone told you. Whereas I lived it, I know. I know exactly what it looks like. I know exactly what it means. I know all of that, right? And so where did this come from? This infatuation, and if it is one, why, right? I spoke on this briefly on the live that I did earlier. However, I wanted to do a full live on it to give it the time and requisite attention that it truly deserved. One of the number one things about a man in prison to another woman is that he's safe. Shout out to El Cheapo. Appreciate you for being here. I want to explain this, El Cheapo, because a lot of people just don't have there's so many black men that are really hurt by this. Like I cannot state to y'all how often I see comments, because I read the comments to get the temperature of, and I may read 100 comments just to get the temperature of how people truly view a certain subject, right? Black men are hurt. They can say whatever they want. Stop, pumpkin. Don't you eat that. She eating. Stop. Hold on. Give me that right now. You stop it. No. Give me that. No. Give me that. I said no. Give me that. She's trying to eat paper, y'all. Give me that. No, we're not even playing that game. Sweet. Thank you. She should be asleep, y'all, but she's not, because she is obviously the gizmo. She don't feel like she have to sleep. She want to sleep. Brother, go get a job. Yeah. Well, that's next. I had one. If you notice, I'm doing a lot more live and screaming now, but I'm going to a job fair tomorrow. Shout out to you, great legend. I appreciate you for being here, man. Thank you. You know, one thing about it, you don't have to tell me. Believe that. Go out mumbling about nothing. You don't agree with nothing I say, great legend? You don't think I have anything interesting to say? Well, stick around. Maybe you might change your mind, right? What am I talking about? Yeah. This is about the infatuation of women with men in prison. Give me that. She got me again. Give me that. No. Open. Give me that. Thank you. Yeah. One thing about me, great legend, I march to my own drum. Never been the type to allow somebody else to call shots for me. That is for sure about me. No, you're not getting out, pumpkin. No. It is bedtime anyway. It's 9 o'clock. You got school in the morning. Right? So listen, back to this particular subject, y'all. Is it a thing? I'll tell y'all something. I think there's some truth to it, right? I think, but here's the thing though. What people don't understand is what they're looking at it from the wrong perspective. They looking at it from, is it really truly an attraction? A lot of women just feel safe with these men because maybe they've had so much trauma in their lives it is easy to be with one of these guys that's in jail because, I mean, how is he going to hurt her, right? You know where he is every night. You don't have to worry about him cheating on you. You don't have to worry about, is he coming home? You know what I mean? And there's a lot of that too. And one of the things that I really want to deal with, more so than anything, is black men and how hurt they are about this. Because a lot of you brothers are hurt. Y'all continuously say, and I see it in the comments. Don't tell me you're not hurt. Like I see it. Oh, why are black women want a Pookie and a Ray Ray? They don't want me. I got a good job. You know what I mean? I'm a good brother. Why don't he want? You're upset, El Cheapo. These guys are upset about a woman not wanting them when she's literally made it clear that you are not the object of her affection, and you think that you have the ability to change her mind. And so what you want to do is shame women. You want to shame women for the men that they want. Brother, you will never win that. You will never win that. You will never, ever win. Never. Shout out to El Cheapo. You cracked your muscle. Think first. They love criminals because a criminal will never hold them accountable for their BS livelihood. Accountable for their BS livelihood. This is facts. A guy from jail. Well, I mean, what's he gonna say, right? That's absolutely part of this thing first, but it's deeper than that. He could still be cheating in jail. This is facts, because I told you a lot of them guys got boys. They mess around with the homosexual behaviors. I mentioned that. And also, there's an opportunity for him to have multiple women, right? So, you know what I mean? A couple of different girls. I've seen guys do it, right? So there's that, El Cheapo. I think they bored and need some attention. Men in jail all the time to whisper sweet nothings. Now you talking. See, I was going to talk about this initially yesterday, El Cheapo. One of the things that needs to be understood about that is, let me take this dumb thing, because I don't know what the hell. I done figured out one thing, and now all of a sudden I think I can do it all the time. Okay, that's better. That helps me focus a little bit more. One of the things why I'm bringing this up is because so many black men find themselves so frustrated, and they think that being upset and telling women and trying to direct their choices and talking about the choices that they make is going to put them in a better light with women. He's in jail, but she wants him. He's a Pookie. Yeah, dog. Well, it's similar like this. If you want a Pepsi, you want a Pepsi, El Cheapo. Right or wrong, think first. If you want a Pepsi, you want what you want. You don't care whether somebody wants you to have an apple juice. You want Pepsi. And I'm just using that as a somebody else said, well, you want what you want, right? No one can tell you what you should want at that moment. And so when men try to force that on women, you looking at it from a terrible perspective. I'm gonna tell you something, El Cheapo. One thing a guy gonna learn how to do is get his mouthpiece together in prison. Lord have mercy. I'm talking about if you're around the right guys, they're gonna put you up on it. They got books called the Art of Seduction that we read. I didn't read. Did I read Art of Seduction? No, I read the Art of War. I was more into that. I was more into Machiavelli. Because I had plans, you know what I mean, that really didn't involve women. I knew that those women would come. So girls been liking me since I was about probably 12. So it was never a thing for me really to truly, you know what I'm saying, get a chick or have a chick like me, or, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't really ever really something that I really truly dealt with. A lot of guys, that is their business, right? And there's so many people, and here's the thing. Here's what y'all got to understand. El Cheapo, look at his name on the Kendra app. He said it's bad. Think about that for a minute, chat. Think first and whoever else in here. He said his name is It's Bad. What more do you... He could have made up another name. Jose. Mike. Or, you know what I'm saying? He literally said his name is It's Bad.
And yet women still DM'd him and women still reached out to him. What does that tell you about? What does that tell you? That tells you everything you need to know about that sort of a woman. If he, it's not necessarily that all men in jail are bad, because I've explained to y'all that a lot of guys in jail really are mentally ill and they don't have the ability to maintain their lives. So it's easier to come out of prison and, or prison is easy. You don't have you institutionalized. You know what I'm saying? Because you cannot function in society. You don't have the ability to pay bills and be responsible and manage and maintain your life and stuff like that. You don't have that, right? You don't have any of that on your back. And so it's easier to be in prison because prison provides a structure that you yearn for. And you know prison politics. You know when somebody's going to feed you. You know when somebody's going to let you use the bathroom. You know when you can take a shower, watch TV. This is a form of illness. They lean on the system. This is why the recidivism rate is so high. Now, yes, some people may say, awesome, you went to jail several times too, went to prison. Yeah, but I was always shooting at big money. I was always making a play. I didn't go to prison for stupid things. I didn't go just because I wanted to go to prison or because I just love prison. You know what I'm saying? And guys will never admit that, but they'll just continue to violate probation just to go back. Shout out to El Cheapo. I have a homie that texts me every day, every damn day, and don't have shit to talk about. so I don't even respond with, do I say, so how's your day? What did you do? Anything productive? What do you say? So what are you asking me, El Chivo? Are you asking me what should you do in this particular circumstance? Let me see. So you have to be bored as well to want to be with a man in jail. I need some tangible. I need something tangible and productive. Well, I think it's a little bit more than that. I don't like shout out to Think First. I don't think it's just simply that that a woman is bored. Like I say, number one, a lot of these women are overweight, right? So this is I mean, what is the guy gonna do? I mean, you know what I mean? Tell her that, she you know what I mean, she needs to lose weight, or he's not gonna put no pressure on her like that. He's gonna tell her exactly what she wants to hear in order to continue to get her to either A, come visiting, or B, keep that phone on, send commissary, right? I'm fat. I love you so much. she, hey girl, wow, wow, you is wow. That's one of the realest comments I ever. Shout out to you. So you still ain't going, sister. Listen, a lot of women, they yearn for attention. They yearn for someone to tell them that they're special. So there's something that's missing in their lives that they couldn't get out here. And somebody, it doesn't matter how they get it. It's just about getting it, right? it's it's something that you crave. It's something that you want to be recognized. You want to be made to feel special. And a guy in jail can do that. You know what I'm saying? He has the ability to do that. As we saw, this young man was very charismatic. You'd be hating if you said he wasn't charismatic. Handsome young brother. You know what I mean? He clearly is resourceful because he has a phone in jail. You know what I'm saying? Which he absolutely is not supposed to have, and that will get you put in the hole. I think y'all don't understand this. You're not supposed to have that. You know what I mean? You are not supposed to have those. But let me tell you what happens, how you get those. The guards bring them in to guys. They usually get paid about $500 to $1,000. Like somebody in the world would pay about $500 to $1,000 to get them one. Bring them a phone and bring it into jail. That's how those get in. I know because I bought one of my homeboys one time. Okay, this ain't nothing I'm saying. This is something I live. This is something I truly understand. A guard will get, like I said, they don't make much, so they'll take that $500 to $1,000. Now, him going on a worldwide talk show, putting his face out there, and it's probably not the best move. I probably would have been a little bit more low key. However, he's 23 years old. Hard to tell him. According to him, he's getting out. But a guy will say, here's the thing. I've seen guys who had life string a woman out for 10, 15 years off on the strength of, baby, I'm getting out. You know what I mean? So there's that. Shout out to El Cheapo. Don't they give you iPads now though? Yeah, well, here's the thing about that. Those things have a closed circuit. Like you don't get those so much El Cheapo. They don't have no access to the internet. Like those things are just for movies. Like you can pay for. It's another way for them to get money out of you. You put money, you pay for a service, right? And then so what happens is with that service, that allows your people to make video calls to you, right? And so you can make video calls to your people. You can watch certain movies that they have approved, things of that nature. But no, you don't have access to the internet. No. He is using the internet from the outside world. You don't have access to the internet from inside a prison. Absolutely not. They no. Anybody who tells you anything else is lying to you, or they never, or they lying straight out, or B, they don't know what the blank they're talking about. You're talking to a guy who lived it. You know what I'm saying? There's no. There's no access to the internet that any prison allows. Now, do people sneak the phones in? The phones have, we have those prepaid phones and stuff like that, or you know what I mean, somebody pays the bill from the outside and stuff like that. Those things go on. Do you know what I mean? Those things absolutely go on. But however, usually when you have these phones, if all of us out here in the internet knows he got a phone, then I'm sure somebody else knows. So it's only a matter of time before somebody player hate on him and tell on him, because that's what guys do. They haters and they jealous. They'll drop a dime to the guards. You know what I'm saying? Say, bad got a phone. You know what I mean? They'll come in there, shake the room down, find the phone, take him to the hole, put more time on, put more. If here's the thing. The only way you're getting out, and this is the thing, if you don't lose good time, right? Unless you're 100% maxing out. Unless you're 100% maxing out. That means they can't take any more good time from you. That means that there's nothing that they can that you can do. So if he really is truly coming home in March, as he said, that means he has no time to no good time that they can take from him. I somehow probably doubt that, right? So that's something that you need to be conscious of. You know what I mean? But here's the thing: what really does concern me, El Cheapo, is from Kendra's standpoint, because I want to say this, and I want to be the first to say this. Awesome ain't no hater, but I also am very realistic, and I'm telling y'all something. If one of these guys she has let from a jail app come out to this world, get with somebody through her app, he meets this woman, and something, God forbid, happens to this woman because they met through her app, she's finished. I want 100% say this. She will 100% be liable, because there's not a lawyer on the planet that would not tell you this is a slam dunk. And I'm a nigga with a GED. I'm telling you, it's a 100% slam dunk. She knows that these people should not be on her app. And yet she did it anyway. She's 100% liable, and she will be finished. They will take her to the cleaners. And so it is my hope, and y'all know it's me as a guy in jail. Y'all know that shout out think first. What do you mean not really? Are you telling me I'm wrong and telling me why? Tell me why she can have somebody from a jail call her app. Because it's all about live. It's all about two things when looking at a civil lawsuit. I want to explain this to you, think first. It's about, number one, your damages. So what are your damages? Meaning because the law's job is to repair you, is to make you whole again. That's why you file, that's why you do that. And then number two, you have to find someone who's responsible. Who's responsible? The law wants to find somebody who's responsible. She didn't force them to contact them. Right. But here's the thing. You have to think from this standpoint, think first. She didn't force them to contact him. You're right about that. But she precipitated it. She made it. They were on her app. I'm just telling you how lawyers think. Lawyers are going to be able to sell that. They're going to say, yeah, right. But had it not been for her, my client would still be alive. And a jury is going to buy that, because the man caught. It's not like he lied and said he wasn't in jail. You see what I'm saying? So that's important, right? Now, we could debate that back and forth. Let's hope it doesn't happen. However, I do want to speak that and say this from a standpoint of just being a black man in America who understands the USC 1983 law school. That's what they're called, think first. They're called USC 1983s. They are federal lawsuits, right? And people file them all the time, right? Well, black people, they came out in 1983 and they were supposed to be used for us to be able to hold the government accountable. However, white men used it and they didn't tell us anything about them and so forth and so on. So we don't even really truly know about these USC 1983s. But that's how you can, but because there's three types of damages. Nominal damages means something happened, but you have no damages. So that's when you see the $1 lawsuits, right? No lawyer wants that, right? He don't want to put his time and resource in for a verdict of $1. You have compensatory damages. That means something happened, but it's time, but you need to be compensated. That's why the law's job is to make you whole. Then there's number three, the best kind you want, punitive. That means they want to punish you, right? And a lot of times what happens with those is those really come from juries. And then what happens is they appeal it. Judges have the ability to knock it down. And then, you know what I mean? You end up taking something, along those lines and so forth. That's a lot less. And you're right, think first, she didn't force anybody to contact him. You're right. You're absolutely right about that. However, she's the one whose app they met on, right? And then it's not just that. How is that going to look for Kendra? You know what I'm saying? From the public's eye. If Kendra's trying to get worldwide, worldwide recognition for an app, something happens to a girl from prison, something happens to a girl that, let me slow down. Something happens to a young lady from her app where a guy called in from jail. How would she ever be able to get the recognition and be able to, because she's already made it clear that she wishes to supersede the apps that are out there, the dating apps that are currently your Tinders, your Buzzle, what is that? Buzz, y'all, what y'all call that? Buzzle, I can't think of the damn name. Bumble, that's it. Bumble, whatever else, you know what I'm saying, is out there. She would you don't want to, the show's already perceived as ghetto, right? I mean, we all know that. I think, what I'm saying, I think that's fair to say. If that happens, then that's really, really bad for business. So we don't want that for Kendra. Now, speaking back to this guy, and why do women fly? Why are women so enthralled with him? Y'all have to understand something. This young man came off very confident. He was self-assured. I watched his interviews, both of them. He came off as very self-assured. He was confident. He spoke with conviction. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's a young guy. He's not really truly well-read. However, he believes in himself, right? And that goes a long way with women, right? When you believe, then they believe. So therefore, he's selling himself. Y'all hit that like button for the kids. Shout out to Think First. That prison in California had 2 prisoners kill their wives during unsupervised conjugal visits, and no jail employee has been punished. That prison in California had 2 prisoners kill their wives during unsupervised conjugal visits, and no jail employees have been punished. Well, here's the thing first. I don't know I would have to know more about that, right? And obviously, who knows? I'm just throwing stuff out there because I'm just taking your word for it. Maybe there were waivers signed. I don't know. You know what I mean? Who knows? They have a way of covering. I don't know. I can't really speak to that. However, I do know about liability. I do know that lawyers are always looking for 2 things: damages and liability. Though that's why if you notice, you ever call a lawyer, the first they don't really want to talk no whole lot. They want to know what's your damages, because then you can get there. Then you can get there. I got a broke leg. I got a bum back. You know what I'm saying? My eye socket, bro. Oh, okay. Who did it? See what I'm saying? Now you get their attention. A lot of times that's just the way the law goes. The law's job is to make you whole. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for this. They don't want to waste time if you don't have any damages. And so when you're dealing with these things, keep that in mind. You read a lot in prison. Yeah, I did, El Cheapo. Still do. You know what I'm saying? I still do. I haven't been reading as much because I spend a lot of time taking care of my daughter, and then I'm in the process of getting things together. So I'm definitely not the reader that I particularly once was before she was born. However, I do have a bunch of books that the last book I just read was Outwitting the Devil. I just finished that, and by Napoleon Hill. I just finished that, and he the guy who's the author of Think and Grow Rich. I didn't read that, and I'm going to read Dr. Claude Anderson, Powernomics. I'm going to read that next. Gizmo done ripped pages out. Gizmo, I done let the book. I was going to read it one day. I went to go get something to drink, water. I come back. She done picked the book up and ripped pages out the book. Daddy's pumpkin. She's in there asleep now. She's resting. And so there lies what I want my people to understand is like it's not yes, it's comforting. It's to know somebody's going to be there when you in jail, and you want to know that somebody's going to, pick the phone up or send you money for commissary and this, that, and the third. But these women, you have to understand what he provides. And I want black men to stop being mad at these young brothers for having game, for having swag, and the women for wanting them. You look weak when you're mad at another man because she's choosing another man. You look weak when you get mad at her for that. That's what I'm really dealing with, El Cheapo. That's what I'm really truly dealing with. I'm really truly dealing with that. The self-esteem and masculinity and uplifting them. Why are you mad at her because of who she desires? She likes men in jail. Let her get that. Why are you mad? You sound like a hater. You sound like a guy who's mad at the world, who you don't do well with women, and you don't got the mouthpiece, or you're not, handsome enough, or, your bag ain't up, or, and really, truth be told, it's just your confidence is weak. Because and I know your confidence is weak because you should never as a man feel the need to bring up another guy and what he is or isn't when you present yourself to a woman. What he is or isn't has absolute. Do you want to date him? Fuck you worried about another man for? You sound like a girl, bro. That's a female trait, discussing other men and what he's doing with a woman. Man, what is you worried about that for? You should be concerned about what your objective is. And you should be concerned about letting her see you for who you are. The last thing you should be doing is trying to qualify who you are by using him as a barometer. Oh, I'm not him. Oh, I want you to know I'm different than him. Oh no, I ain't nothing like that guy. No, he ain't that guy. So I'm that guy. No. What? Just be the man God want you to be. Just be strong in your conviction. Be strong in your approach. Be solid in here. Walk with your shoulders back and your head up. What happened to men moving like that, y'all? What happened to men who believed in themselves? There's too much feminine. Men are fidgeting and folding their arms like women hold their bodies, and you look like you insecure. What you need a hug or something, nigga? What? Like, stop worrying. Like, put it out there, dog. Let it hang. Hey, look here, baby. I'm that guy. What's up? What is she going to do? Say no? You have nothing to lose. But you're mad at this young guy because he comes on and he presented himself and the women liked it. They see confidence. Nothing is more of a turn on to women than confidence. Not money, not looks. No. Are y'all listening to me, man? I be trying to give y'all some game. Black man, listen to me. Nothing excites a woman more than a man who is confident because he believes. And if he believes, she'll believe. You have to believe, dog. And a lot of you brothers, a lot of you black men don't believe. A lot of you black men do not believe. You don't believe in yourselves. Not truly. Not truly. No, 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 no. It's it's not real. It's not, it's not real men. When you really believe, you know what you say? I don't give a fuck what nobody think. And mean it. Not from a so much a verbal standpoint, but just from a the way you move about in life standpoint. You're not moved by what other people do. You're not easily swayed by other people's words or actions. That shit don't mean nothing to you. You can't, you you're not responding to to trolls or people who you're not, man, you don't let people move you. You don't. You black men let too much move you, man. And women see that. They see that you're insecure. Black men are talking about women. No, a lot of you niggas, your niggas is insecure, man. It's got a lot of them female traits. You got a lot of, you act like your mama, man. You act like your mamas. And you always try to act and come off as if you strong, and you know what I'm saying, and you know, with your chest out, this, that, and the. But man, women see through it. They say, "Man, this nigga's a cornball, man. He don't believe. He just talking. He leading with his wallet. If you really believe, why is you leading with your wallet?" That's how they view you. If you really believe, then why you steady paying me to go out with you? Why does it cost a woman who really likes you? It ain't gonna cost you nothing but your time. Now, that's not to say that you shouldn't treat a woman right or do anything for her. No. But however, what she's really more interested in is you. A lot of you black men don't know nothing about that. So that's why you get so afraid when you see a man like this young guy come up, present himself. Even the black men in the comments was killing me. I could see why women were dogging me. I got it. I get it. It was so many black men mentioning my name on Kendrick's. I said, damn, where they do that at? Where they talk about other men at? Where they do that at? I didn't say a word about you. I ain't even interested in you. I'm interested in presenting myself and who I am. I'm not interested in trying to drag no other black man through the mud unless there's a caveat here. Unless you unless you shitting on the community. Unless you've been identified as a scammer and a liar. Now you fair game. Such as a Dr. Umar or any that lie and make stuff up, and you know what I mean, and try to create narratives and that aren't true. That's Cuzzo right there, y'all. Hold on one second. Let me hold on. Y'all still with me? Okay, y'all stay there with me. I'm about to send Cuz a text. Hold on. Okay, I told her to text me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She texted me. So and that's what I mean, y'all. What I'm truly dealing with is why are you so emotional and so moved by what she wants? Why do you think that you saying that you being upset and then saying that, I'm going to date other women because, you know what I mean, black women don't. There's so many options for me. Just do that, my nigga. Just do it. Here's the thing. One thing about moving, man, just move in silence, dog. Just move in silence. You don't have to do it. When you come back with a woman, with the woman who you truly desired and she respects you, that's all the talking you'll have to say. You don't have to, you don't have to get on social media signifying and trauma dumping. It comes off like you desperate and women sense your desperation. They sense it, and they know that you're not who you say you are. And once they know that, they're gonna move accordingly. They're gonna move around. They're gonna move according. That's just the way the game go, dog. Let me see. Shout out to Brian Kenneth. It also comes off as anti-black. You talking about what do you mean, Brian? You mean when guys try to dog the sisters? You know what I'm saying? And they get mad at them for being who they are. Shout out to Brian, new in the chat. Peace, love. There you go. Okay, Miss Vay. You know always I appreciate you. You see me in cooking. Let me see. Have you ever capped a fat chick for conversation? That's a good question. I'm trying to think. I had earlier on my first bit, I think I had a little action, but I was I'm gonna tell you the truth, El Cheapo. I was concerned about, listen, when I was in jail, they used to call me the prince. I was concerned about coming out and taking over and taking over a certain sector. Like that was my plan. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like so I spent a lot of time grooming myself with that. I really wasn't into that because I'm like, man, listen, I didn't want to do nothing that was gonna get me no more time. You know what I'm saying? And them guys were so thirsty in there about them girls. It was so much going on. I'm like, man, I'm let me do my time. You know what I'm saying? You know, and you know, get up out of it. It was enough going on in there for me. Shout out to Vay. That laugh gave it away. Yeah, well, like I say, it was the first. It was like on my first one, yeah. You know, yeah. Well, I didn't get no. Well, I did that out here. You know what I'm saying? I done it out here. Shout out to Brian Kenny. Absolutely. Brian Kenneth. My apologies. Absolutely, my brother. I work around white men and I never hear them speak outwardly and boldly about their women. It's like they have a natural allegiance to their community. Now this is now Brian taking this thing deeper, and this is where I'll definitely be subscribing to you, fam. I appreciate you, fam. I appreciate you. Thank you, Brian. If you think I'm worthy of that, I appreciate you. Thank you. Well, Brian has said definitely needs to be touched on. See, a lot of these guys, man. Let me say something, Brian. And I'm just gonna get real. A lot of these niggas is hoes. See, I'm gonna say that from this standpoint because they think that trying to meet women in the space that they're in is going to come off as masculine. However, you coming off as feminine because you doing the same shit that she doing. Just move, my nigga. Just move in silence and handle your business. That's all you got to do. You don't have to be one of these guys who dogging his own women. You know, black women like Pookies and Ray Ray. Okay, well, there's a lot of black women who don't. Are you knocking anything down, bro? Oh, she's hung up. Did not. God, I can't stand you. Hello? You done made me miss my live, bro.
I'm sorry. I told you I text you.
Leave me alone. I told you call me when you go to the store. I need you to get. You don't give a shit. I did, cuz. Of course you didn't.